Hey everybody, it's time for Game 8 in the Joe Dimaggio replay of his 56-game hitting streak, and Game 8 has taken us to play Detroit for the second game of the series, second and final game of the series actually. If Dimaggio gets a hit in this game, we go to Game 9, it'll go back to Earl, and the new opponent will be the Boston Red Sox, so that'll be interesting. You'll get to see Ted Williams and Joe Dimaggio in the same game. But right now it is the Yankees and the Tigers. We'll run through the starting lineups very quickly. Most of these are probably familiar from watching Earl's video. But for the Tigers, leading off will be Mullen in center. Charlie Gehringer at second will bat second. Mr. Radcliffe, Rip Radcliffe, will be the left fielder hitting third. Rudy York bats cleanup and plays first base. Batting fifth is Bruce Campbell, the right fielder. Eric McNair, the third baseman, hits sixth. Catcher Billy Sullivan bats seventh. Batting eighth is shortstop Frank Crochier, I think that's how it's pronounced. And batting ninth and hitting off pitcher hitting card number 1 is Bobo Newsom. So Bobo Newsom is your starter for the Tigers. In 41, he had a record of 12-20 with a 4.61 ERA, not that good. For the Yankees, their starter will be Steve Peak, and in 41 he was 4-2 with a 5.06 ERA. He only had 8 starts, so not the most used pitcher by the Yankees. The Yankee lineup is pretty much the same as it's been here lately. Sturm, Rolfe, Henrik, Dimaggio, Keller, Gordon, Dickey, Crissetti, and the pitcher's Peak. And I did note that Peak is a switch hitter as a pitcher, so I wanted to put that down there to remind myself that if the result for his at-bat comes off Newsom's card, I need to check the left-handed hitting column, not the right-handed hitting column. All right, we're ready to go. Pat Mullen leads things off here against Steve Peak, and we're ready for Game 8 as Dimaggio seeks to keep the streak going. First roll is a 6-7. Mullen's a lefty, so 6-7 is going to be a walk. So Steve Peak, not a good way to start, to walk the leadoff hitter of the ball game. Brings up longtime veteran Charlie Gehringer. Gehringer 2-5. 2-5, he's also a lefty against the righty. 2-5, he will hit a ground ball shortstop A, and that's going to be a double play. Where I'm sitting here in the office, the shadows are getting to me, so I'm going to try to move this camera around just a touch. But that is a ground ball shortstop A. 6-4-3 double play. So perhaps Gehringer's only a C bunter, so maybe he should have bunted, who knows. Here's Rip Radcliffe, the left fielder. 2 outs, base is empty. It's a 3-7. 3-7's a fly ball to center field B, and the inning is over. So 3 up, not quite 3 up, 3 down, but 3 batters come to the plate. The double play helps. After half an inning, it is Detroit nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat. Okay, bottom of the first, the shadows got to be a little bit much, so I'll switch seats, and hopefully this is a little bit better viewing. So we'll see. Leading off, Johnny Sturm against the righty Bobo Newsom, lefty on righty. Sturm a 110. 110 for Sturm is a single, so a good way for the Yankees to start the ball game. And the last couple of games, my replay and Earl's, they sure have been pounding the ball. Although last game that they did lose, but still, for the most part, they have been pounding the ball like crazy. Here's Red Rolfe. 4-10. 4-10 against Newsom is catcher X. The catcher in this case is Sullivan. He is a 3-rated catcher with an E rating of 10. And that results in 12. So we go to the advanced fielding chart for number 12. Catcher number 12, and he's a 3-rated. That's in the error range. 9 to 12 is his error check. So his E rating is 10, so we'll roll against that. And we get a 7. So an E10 and a 7 is a 1-base error. E1, 1-base error. So an error on Sullivan. E2, Sturm will go to second. 2-1, nobody out. Not the way Bobo Newsom wanted to start. A base hit and an error. Here's Tommy Henrik. 5-11. 5-11's ground ball first base X. First baseman is Rudy York. He's a 4, so that's even worse. It's a 19, though, so he might make the play. a first baseman, a 4 rated first baseman, and a 19 is a ground ball C. He made the play, but the runners will advance. A better first baseman would have at least gotten a force. But he made the play to at least get an out, but both runners move up, and Joe Dimaggio is up. Second, third, only one out. You could walk him, but Charlie Keller is next, and Keller's been a hotter hitter than Dimaggio has in this streak, so they're going to stick with Newsom pitching to Dimaggio. It's a 2-9. 2-9 for Dimaggio. It's a fly ball center field B. That'll be enough to score the run, hopefully, but it's a question mark on here. I'm not sure that's shown up on the camera very well. But 2-9B has a question mark, so we do need to check. It's not going to be automatic. Mr. Sturm runs at a 14. The center fielder arm is a 0 for Mullen. So we got a 1 to 14. They're going to go ahead and take that chance. It's a 6, so he made it. So it's a sacrifice fly for Dimaggio. Sacrifice fly to center, it's SF8. And actually that's an unearned run because that's the second out and the error should have been the third out. So he will get an RBI, but it's unearned for the Yankees, but they don't care. It's 1-0 Yankees. Here's Charlie Keller. He's the one that's been hot. 5-6, but not this time. He strikes out. So Keller is retired. Yankees only pick up 1, but after 1 inning, the Yankees lead it 1-0. Rudy York, the batter. 3-8 for York against the right-hander is a line out to third. So he lines out to third. Right to Red Rolfe, 1 away. For Bruce Campbell, the right fielder. 6-6. 6-6 against a lefty is a split chance. 1-10 is a single. 11-20 is a line out to second. It's a 7, so he got a single. It is a base hit for Campbell. That'll bring up Eric McNair. 1-7 for McNair. 1-7 is a ground ball shortstop A, and that will be a 6-4-3 double play. Second double play turned by the Yankees. In the 2 innings they've come to the field, they've gotten the 6-4-3 double play to get them out of any possible trouble. So we go to the bottom of the second, still 1-0 Yankees. And Joe Gordon will step into the batter's box to lead things off here against Bobo Newsom. Joe Gordon, solid hitter for sure. It's a 5-10 against Bobo. 5-10 is a ground ball shortstop X. The shortstop in this case is Croucher, or Crocher, Croucher, I'm not sure how you want to pronounce it. He's a 3 with an E48. It's a 7, so he may make the play. Check out the shortstop number 3. And a 7 is a ground ball B. He just made it without going to his error check. If he'd gone to his error check, it would have been a definite error because he's an E48. So there's 1 away as Joe Gordon is retired for Bill Dickey. Dickey, a 1-4. Dickey, a 1-4 is a ground ball first base B. So he hits it right to Rudy York for out number 2. 2 out spaces empty for shortstop Frank Crissetti. 5-10. 5-10 is a ground ball shortstop X. So we're checking Crocher again. He's a 3, as a reminder. That's an 8, so that will be in the error check, so he will make an error. It's just a matter whether it's a 1-base error or a 2-base error. It's a 5, so a 5 on the E48 is a 1-base error. So it's a 1-base error on the shortstop, Croucher, E6. Second error by the Tigers already. 1 by the catcher and 1 by the shortstop. That'll bring up the pitcher, Steve Peak. 1-7 is a strikeout to end the inning. But the error did allow Peak to bat and clear him out so that the leadoff batter, Sturm, can lead off the third. So after 2 complete, it's still the Yankees 1 and the Tigers nothing. And Peak is in after he took a quick respite from that at bat, striking out. And now Billy Sullivan, the catcher, leads off. Sullivan, a 1-8. 1-8 for Sullivan's a split chance. 1-11 is a single. Anything else is a line out to second. It's a single. So Billy Sullivan gets a base hit. Now, can the Yankees turn their third double play? We shall see. Croucher, the batter, or Croucher, 1-5. 1-5 is a single for Croucher. A single to center field. They're not going to run on Dimaggio's arm, so they'll play station to station. But that puts runners at first and second with no one out. And Bobo Newsome is a C bunter, so he will now be a D bunter as the Yankees have brought the corners in. So we'll roll for a D bunt and see what happens. Roll is an 8. D bunter. Number 8. Batter is safe. Lead runner is thrown up by first baseman. So it's going to be a 3-5 fielder's choice. As it was a poor bunt by Newsome, he will reach on the fielder's choice. Sullivan is out 3-5 at third base for out number 1. Croucher will move to second. So now runners are at first and second with one out for Pat Mullen. And Mullen walked his first time up, 5-8 against Peak. 5-8's a ground ball second base X. That is Joe Gordon, who's number 1. And that's a 12, so we could have an error check. Second baseman, 12 is an error check. So Joe Gordon, he's an E39, so very likely to be an error here. But you never know. It's a 9. E39 and a 9 is a one-base error. He would have had to have rolled an 11 to avoid an error. But it is a one-base error, and that will load the bases. E4. And that loads the bases with one out for Gehringer, who grounded into a double play his first time up, and that's what Peak's looking for right here. Another double play if he can get it. 2-6. 2-6, he didn't get it. It's a ground ball first base B. So the fielder's choice and an unearned run will come across the plate on the fielder's choice. Mullen is out 3-6 on the fielder's choice. Croucher will score the unearned run, and Newsome, the pitcher, will motor to third. So runners at the corners with 2 outs run in for Rip Radcliffe. So both runs in this game unearned. Radcliffe 4-8. Still gets the RBI though. Peak 4-8. 4-8 against a lefty is a single to left field. So a single to left, and that will score Newsome, the pitcher, another unearned run. And Gehringer will stop at second base. But the Tigers have a 2-1 lead, and here's Rudy York. 1-5. 1-5 for York is a strikeout. So a big strikeout there for Peak for out number 2. Let's see here. No, I'm sorry, that's out number 3. That's the end of the inning. Okay. So 2 runs come in for the Tigers, and they take a 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the third. Yankees with a shoddy defense there, allowing them to get 2 unearned runs. But now the Yankees have the top of their order up, and they can certainly retaliate. Here is Johnny Sturm to lead things off. He singled and scored his first time up. Sturm, a 1-6. 1-6 is a ground ball pitcher B. So he's right back to Newsome for out number 1. Red Rolfe. Red Rolfe, 4-7. 4-7 is a walk. So Newsome will walk Red Rolfe. Not a good idea to walk guys in front of Hendrick, Dimaggio, and Keller. Here's Hendrick. It's a 2-6. But Hendrick hits into a double play. Ground ball second base A. That's a 4-6-3 double play. And the Tigers give the Yankees a little bit of their own medicine with the double plays. And after 3 complete, it's the Tigers 2 and the Yankees 1. Top of the 4th, and Bruce Campbell. He singled and was erased on a double play his first time up. 3-6. 3-6 is a walk. So Bruce Campbell will walk. 3-6. And that'll bring up the third baseman, McNair. So McNair is up, the runner on. 1-11. 1-11 for McNair is a line out to the first baseman. So he lines it right to Johnny Sturm, who snags it for the out. Campbell had to hurry back to first to keep getting doubled off. Here's catcher Billy Sullivan. It's a 1-8. 1-8 for Sullivan. Split chance. 1-11 is a single. 12-20 is a line out. It's a 4, so it's a single with 1 star. So it's a single for Sullivan. Campbell will motor to second base and stop there. Runners at first and second. 1 out for Frank Croucher. 3-9. 3-9 is a fly ball to left for the second out of the inning. And that brings up Bobo Newsome, hitting off pitcher hitting card number 1. And, well, he's actually going to go off Peak's card, 4-4. 4-4 for Newsome is a catcher X. So Dickey is a catcher rating number 1. And we get an 8. So Dickey with an 8 and a catcher rating number 1, ground ball B. But really in this case that's the third out, so it doesn't really matter. The inning's over. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Score remains Tigers 2, Yankees 1. And Joltin' Joe is up. He got a sacrifice fly his first time up, but that doesn't help his hitting streak. In fact, in 1941, they did not have the sacrifice fly rule, but I'm calling it a sacrifice fly because I'm using today's terminology. So here is Dimaggio. It's a 6-8 against Newsome, and he struck him out. So Joltin' Joe in trouble after the first 2 at-bats. He is out of there. Here's Charlie Keller. Keller, a 2-9. 2-9 for Keller is a ground ball to second. So that's out number 2. 2 up, 2 down, and Joe Gordon's the batter. Joe Gordon, a 4-7. 4-7, if he gets a 1, it's a single. Anything else is a line out to third. It's a line out to third, and the inning is over. So after 4 complete here at Yankee Stadium, it's still the Tigers 2 and the Yankees 1. Top of the order, and Pat Mullen to lead things off for the Tigers. He's walked and reached on an error, 2-6. 2-6 is a pop out to the shortstop, Cressetti, for 1 away. He is retired, and that brings up Charlie Gehringer. Gehringer, 2-5. 2-5 for Gehringer is a ground ball, shortstop A. 6-3 ground out, 2 down. 2 up, 2 down for Radcliffe. Radcliffe, a 2-6, is a single, so a 2-out single for Radcliffe. And that will bring it over to Rudy York. As Steve Peak is unable to get a 1-2-3 inning in this game. 6-8, 6-8 for York. Well, a 1 is a triple. Anything else is a single star. So most likely runners at the corners. That's exactly. Well, it's a 2. He almost got his triple, but it's a single, and Ratcliffe will stop at third. So runners at the corners, 2 outs. All this happening with 2 outs and the base is empty. There's Bruce Campbell. He's 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. 3-9. 3-9's a strikeout though. So Pete bearing down there and getting out of the jam to keep the score right where it is, 2-1. One good thing about the Yankees being behind right now is they can bat in the bottom of the 9th, and that might be an extra at bat for Dimaggio. We shall see. Bill Dickey starts out the bottom of the 5th. Bill Dickey is 6-6 against Newsome, and he's got a chance. 1-4 is a triple. 5-20 is a single. So Bill Dickey, a 1, that's a triple. So Bill Dickey, the aged catcher. Ball must have been rattling around Yankee Stadium in the outfield out there. He got his leadoff triple. Here's Frank Cressetti, chance to tie the ball game. 110. 110's a ground ball, second base C, and I believe that's going to bring the run home. Yep, ground ball C, runners advance 1 base, so it's a 4-3 ground out, but Dickey will score the first earned run of the game, and we're tied at 2. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Steve Peak. 5-8. Now he is a switch hitter, so we're going off the left side of Newsome's column. 5-8, it's going to be a strikeout. And 5-8 against righties would have been a strikeout also. But want to be accurate. So here's Johnny Sturm now with 2 outs and the base is empty. Sturm, a 1-4. He will hit a ground ball to second to end the inning to Gehringer. He makes the play. But the Yankees, thanks to the triple by Dickey and the ground out by Cressetti, have tied it. And we go to the 6th with the score, Tigers 2, Yankees 2. Eric McNair, the third baseman to lead things off, he's 0 for 2. 5-5 for McNair, 5-5. He's 0 for 3 now. It's a ground ball to third. So Rolfe makes the play. 1 away. And that brings up the catcher, Billy Sullivan. 4-8 for Sullivan. He's a lefty. That's a single. So Billy Sullivan is 3 for 3 in this game, all 3 singles. And that brings up Frank Croucher, or Crocher. Like I said, I'm not sure how they want to pronounce it. 2-5 as the dice fly everywhere. 2-5 is a walk. So a walk to Croucher. I'll go ahead and call him Croucher, it's just easier. May not be correct, I don't know. So 2 on, 1 out for Newsom. He could bunt. He's a C bunter, and the fact that the Yankees would be expecting it makes him a D bunter, but they'll go ahead and go for it. See if we can get those runners in scoring position. It's a 5. D bunter and a 5. Batter is thrown up by pitcher, runners advance. So a successful sacrifice right back to Peak. So we'll call it sacrifice 1 to 3 for the second out. Moves both runners into scoring position for Pat Mullen. And if Pat Mullen can get a base hit, we'll have a Tiger lead. It's a 6-9, 6-9, and he did. He's got N power against righties, and this is a N home run, 1 to 6. Otherwise, it's a triple, 7 to 20. So it's either a 2-run triple or a 3-run homer. It's a 6, so that is a 3-run home run by Pat Mullen. A 3-run shot. First earned runs of the game, and the Tigers now have a 5 to 2 lead. And the Yankee fans here at Yankee Stadium all of a sudden are stunned after that. Here's Charlie Gehringer. Gehringer a 3-9, 3-9, and he's got a chance for a home run. 1 to 6 would be a homer. 7 to 20 would be a fly ball. And it's a 2, so he's got a home run. Back-to-back jacks. And Steve Peak is about ready to give it up here. He's having issues. The bullpen's furiously working. Here's Rip Radcliffe, 5-7. 5-7's a single. So all those outs in column 5, but he found a single. So they're going to give him one more batter, and if he can't get Rudy York, it's all over for Mr. Peak. Here's Rudy York, 4-8. 4-8 is a split chance. 1 to 12 is a single. 13 to 20 is a line out. It is a 10, so that is a single. And I think that's going. It's only 1 star, so that'll bring up Mr. Campbell, Mr. Bruce Campbell, and we'll be right back with a pitching change. All right, new Yankee pitcher is Norm Branch, right-hander against Campbell, the lefty, 9th man to bat in the inning. 4-8. 4-8 is a strikeout, so he got the strikeout to finally end the inning. But the Tigers put it on the Yankees in this inning with 4 runs. A 3-run home run by Mullen and a solo shot by Gehringer. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Tigers 6, Yankees 2. Bill Dickey to lead things off. Check that. I got my cards mixed up here. Actually, it's going to be Red Rolfe to lead things off, as Johnny Stern made the last out. So Red Rolfe to lead things off. It is a 4-4 against Newsom. Ground ball third base X. Third baseman, in this case, is McNair. He's a 4. That's a 20, so the 20 means he's going to make the play. Anybody makes a play when you get a 20. So here's Tommy Henrik. Henrik a 5-7 against Newsom's ground ball second base X. That's Gehringer. He's also a 4. And it's a 14, so that could be an error check for the second baseman. He's a 4, and it's a 14 on the D20. That, he actually made the play, ground ball C. So Gehringer did make the play. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up Dimaggio. 0 for 2, so he needs to get that hit to get this streak out of the way. It's a 4-8. 4-8 is a walk, so that's not going to help his streak any. A 2-out walk. And that brings up Charlie Keller. Good thing for Dimaggio is the Yankees may be batting in the bottom of the 9th. 4-7. 4-7 against Newsom is another walk. So back-to-back walks with 2 outs. And that brings up Joe Gordon. One swing of the bat, Joe Gordon get the Yankees right back in the game. It's a 2-7. 2-7's a single to right field. Single to right field. Dimaggio's going to hold, I believe. Being down by 4 runs, they're not going to want to get thrown out. There were 2 outs. The right fielder has a 0 arm. Let's see about the run rating for Dimaggio. He's a 16. Actually, they're going to send him. He's a 16. He was being held on, so he'd be a 15. So 1 to 15, they'll go ahead and take the chance. Why not? 1 to 15. And he's out, 16. Go figure. That's just the way it's going for the Yankees here. So he's out. We'll call it 9 to 2 to end the inning. So third base coach a little iffy there, sending Dimaggio, and the roll did not turn out to be in his favor. So now we start the 7th. Norm Branch will be facing McNair. 1-6. 1-6 is a pop out to the shortstop. So he pops out to Crissetti for out number 1. Brings up Billy Sullivan, the catcher. 2-2. 2-2 is a ground ball to second. So a 4-3 ground out for out number 2. And that brings up Frank Croucher. Croucher a 2-9. Croucher a 2-9 is a strikeout. So Branch effective in relief. And we've come to the 7th inning stretch. I'll stretch with them. It's the Tigers 6, the Yankees 2. All right, Bill Dickey to lead things off. Tripled his last time up, 5-9. 5-9, this time he's going to strike out. So Dickey is out of there. And that'll bring up Crissetti. Crissetti, a 3-6. 3-6 is a ground ball third base A, so that's 2 away. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, they're going to go ahead and let Branch bat because there's no reason to pinch hit with 2 outs and the bases empty. It's a 1-11, and a 1-11 is a strikeout. So innings over. We go to the 8th inning, and we're still at a 6-2 lead. Now, Bobo Newsom is now entering his point of weakness, but he hasn't given up anything, so he's scheduled to lead off, and they're going to go and stick with him. He's been shutting down the Yankees, so why take him out? He will lead off pitcher hitting card number 1, but it's a 4-9. 4-9 is a ground ball shortstop X. That is Crissetti, who's a 1. It's a 15, so Crissetti will make the play. 1 away, and back to the top of the order for Pat Mullen. Pat Mullen had that big 3-run home run in the 6th that broke it open. 6-3. 6-3 is a walk. So Mullen will reach base again, this time via a walk. And that brings up Charlie Gehringer. Gehringer, a 4-6. 4-6 is a fly ball to left for out number 2. And Branch has stemmed the tide for the Yankees and kept keeping them in the ball game. Here's Radcliffe. Radcliffe, a 3-7. 3-7 is a fly ball to center, and that's going to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. It is still 6-2 in favor of the Tigers. So we're back to the top of the order. Johnny Sturm, and this is going to be Dimaggio's only get one more at bat, so it's now or never. Here's Johnny Sturm to lead things off against Newsom. 2-7. 2-7's a ground ball to second, so there's 1 away. And the way Newsom's pitching, you wonder if Dimaggio can get that hit. Here's Red Rolfe. 4-4 for Rolfe. 4-4 is a ground ball third base X. Third baseman, McNair, is a 4. It's a 14. So I believe that's going to be an error check. And it is. McNair is an E15. McNair an E15. And it's an 8. So an E15 and an 8. It's ground ball A. So he made the play. 5-3. 2 outs. Nobody on for Tommy Henrich. 4-10. 4-10 for Newsom. Catcher X. Catcher X. Sullivan is a 3. It's a 9. A 9 on a 3 rated catcher is an error check as well. And Sullivan is a 10. That's a 4. E10 and a 4 is an error 1. E1. 1 base error. So it's a E2, error on the catcher, third Tiger error, and now that brings up the all-important at bat, Joe Dimaggio, his last chance to keep the streak alive. It's come down to this. It's a 3-6. 3-6 is a single. He did it. Single star star. Joe Dimaggio, flair for the dramatic, gets a single star star on his last at bat via a 3-6 roll on his own card against a righty. So he keeps it going. There will be a game 9. Here's Charlie Keller. 3-12 for Keller, and he walks. So that's going to load the bases with 2 outs. And now Bobo Newsom is actually at his point of weakness with Joe Gordon up to the plate. So we're going to right back with a new Tiger pitcher. Okay, new Tiger pitcher is Bud Thomas. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and Joe Gordon the batter. He is the tying run at the plate. It's a 2-7. 2-7's a single to right field, so 1 run will score for sure. Dimaggio, he was thrown out trying to score from right his last time up. Do they want to do it again or try it again? It's a 1-15 for a safe result. It's a 6, so he did it this time. So Dimaggio will score. It's a 2-run single for Joe Gordon. It's a 6-4 ball game. Those runs will be charged to Newsom. And here's Bill Dickey. Bill Dickey, runners at first and second, 2 outs. Dickey. It's a 1-5. 1-5 for Dickey is a ground ball to short to end the inning. But the Yankees do pick up 2 runs. And we go to the 9th inning with the score. Tigers 6, Yankees 4, and Joe Dimaggio ekes by on his hitting streak. Rudy York to start the top of the 9th. Warren Branch has pitched well in relief, 6-10. 6-10 is a fly center field X. That's Dimaggio. He's a 1, obviously. That's a 19. He will make the play. So 1 away for York as he is flied out to center fielder. Joe Dimaggio, who is still giddy about the hitting streak. Here's Campbell, 5-9 for Campbell. That's a walk. So Campbell draws a 1-out walk. Brings up Eric McNair, third baseman. It's a 2-2. 2-2, and that's a single. Center field. They're not going to run on Dimaggio's arm. But runners at first and second with 1 out for Billy Sullivan. 2-10. 2-10 for Sullivan. Line out to first. So he lines out to Sturm for out number 2. And now here's Frank Croucher. Croucher, a 2-7. 2-7's a fly out to center. Inning is over. And excellent relief work turned in by Norm Branch. Now it's up to the Yankee offense to try to rally in the 9th. We go to the 9th. Bud Thomas going to try to close it down for the Tigers. They lead at 6-4 as we start the 9th. And it'll be Cressetti, a pinch hitter, and then Sturm. So Cressetti to lead things off here against Bud Thomas. Righty on righty, 3-11. 3-11's a fly ball to right for out number 1. And now we've got a pinch hitter, and it will be George Selkirk, left-handed hitting outfielder. So George Selkirk will be in to pinch hit here in the 9th. George Selkirk trying to get on and get something started. 4-7 against Thomas is a ground ball second base A. So that's 2 away. As Selkirk fails in his pinch hitting duties. So now we're down to Johnny Sturm. 3-7. 3-7. He grounds to short and the ball game is over. So the Tigers have won 2 in a row against the Yankees. They sweep this little 2-game series by the final score of 6-4. We're right back with the totals.